Good afternoon, boys and girls. Thank you for joining me again. Today is Monday, January 11th. Let's begin our lesson. So today we're going to be doing Jack and the Beanstalk. So you can get your books and head up. Okay. Put up a little bit so you can see my face. Okay, book 91, Jack and the Beanstalk. Today's date is Monday, January 11th, 2021. And our word work, we're going to work on the pattern "ite." Okay, so at this point you can pause me to head up your page, and then we're going to begin. All right. Okay, so in your reading and in your writing, sometimes you might come across words that you've actually seen before. You've actually seen the patterns before. So if you can identify the patterns in words, it's going to make it really easy to decode new words. So we're going to look at the "ite" pattern. When you see these letters together, I-G-H-T, it makes the sound "ite" in a word. So I'm going to write some words up on the board, and I want you to write them as well. Okay, so the first word I want you to write is the word "right," like your right hand. So that will be R-I-G-H-T, right. Okay, so next I want you to write the word "light," like a light up in the ceiling. So you write it before I write it, light. So you're going to change the R to an L. I-G-H-T. Next, I want you to write the word "fight." F-I-G-H-T. Okay, next word, "sight." Look your eyes, sight. S-I-G-H-T. Okay, I'm going to come on the other side. Next, I want you to write the word "tight." Tight. T-I-G-H-T. Markers are running out of ink. Okay, now I want you to write the word "tightly." Tightly. So it has a suffix "ly" at the end. So we have tight. And then "ly" is L-Y. Okay, after "tightly," "tighter." Tighter. So we have tight. And then E-R, tighter. Okay, two more. Night. Night. N-I-G-H-T. And the last word, overnight. Overnight. O-V-E-R-N-I-G-H-T. So it's important to look for patterns in words because it's going to help you decode new words that you haven't seen before. Okay? All right, so you can get those written down. And then we are going to be looking at our book, Jack and the Beanstalk. So this is a familiar tale. It's a fairy tale. And the cool thing about this book as well is that it has the play at the back. Okay? So if you have extra people at your house, cousins, sisters, brothers, uncles, they might want to do the play with you as well. All right. So as we're reading this book, I want to make sure that you understand the events that happen in this book. So there are 3 questions that I want you to think about as we're reading, because you're going to have to respond to these questions at the end. That's going to be your comprehension writing activity for today. So, Jack and his mother, in this book, they are very poor. I want you to be able to tell me why they were poor. So why are Jack and his mother poor? Jack traded, and you've read this book already, I know. Jack traded the cow for magic beans. What does the word "traded" mean? So I know what it means to go to the store and buy something. What does it mean if you trade, if you do a trade? And the last question, so this is going to be a tricky question. Ms. Brown doesn't even have an answer, but I want to see what you're going to come up with, okay? How did the giant get from his castle to the country to steal the coins in the first place? Okay, so the castle is up in the clouds. How does he get to the country to steal the coins? As always, I'm going to read some of the book with you, and then you're going to read the rest on your own. Make sure you can put on the closed caption button so that you can see the words big, nice and big, as I'm reading to you. So, Jack and the Beanstalk. Okay. Once upon a time, there was a poor boy named Jack. He lived with his mother in a small cottage far out in the country. A mean giant lived in a castle high up in the clouds. So there's the castle, high up in the clouds. This is the country. How did the giant get from the castle to the country, I wonder? Jack and his mother were very poor because the giant had taken all their money. One morning, Jack woke up and went to the kitchen. "Mother," Jack cried, "we have nothing left to eat, and we have no money. What should we do?" "You must sell our cow at the market," his mother said. "We can use the money to buy some food." Jack went off to sell the cow. On the way, he met an old man. "Where are you going?" the man asked Jack. "I am going to the market to sell my cow," said Jack. "A mean giant took our money. We are poor and have nothing to eat." Page 7. "I have some magic beans to show you," said the old man. "You give me your cow, and I'll give you the beans. They will grow overnight, and you will have plenty to eat." "Thank you," said Jack. He left the cow and went home with the beans. Okay, so I'm going to stop at page 7. So at this point, I want you to continue reading the rest of Jack and the Beanstalk. And you can press pause, and then I'm going to write the comprehension questions that I want you to respond to while you're reading. Okay, so you should have had plenty of time to finish reading Jack and the Beanstalk. So I have 3 questions behind me, just to make sure that you understand the text. 2 are very straightforward. You can just go back to the text to find your answer. But the last one, you're going to have to come up with your own solution to how this could actually occur, because they don't really tell you in the story. So the 3 questions are, number 1, so comprehension, understanding the story. Why were Jack and his mother poor? So if you go back in the story, it tells you exactly why they're poor. Okay, it's very straightforward. Just right within the text. Number 2, Jack traded the cow for magic beans. What does the word traded mean? Okay, so if you trade something, what does that mean? What is a trade? The last question, there's no right or wrong answer. I'm just wondering what you think. Okay, how did the giant get from his castle to the country? So not at the end of the story. We know how he got down from his castle at the end of the story by the beanstalk. But in the beginning of the story, I'm not going to give away the answer. In the beginning of the story, it says that he stole coins. So how did he get from his castle up in the clouds down to the country? Okay, so I want to see what you come up with. All right, so that is our last lesson for the week. I'm not going to be working with you tomorrow or Wednesday because I have to organize those reading scores from that Gates McGinnity assessment that you took. If your parents are able to drop your book off to school either today or tomorrow, just so I can see what you've done, that would be great. If not, I can see it on Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, so have a wonderful rest of the day. Looking forward to seeing you guys very, very soon. Enjoy your day. Bye.